Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining. Come on in. We're live here at the Bigg Madd Podcast. We're going to try to talk about some things that happened early last week at the last council meeting. It's the chatter of the community. We're trying to get things done in Trenton, working with the Honorable City Council. They're working very hard. They got a lot to do. Sometimes, we're disappointed, but by and large, they get the job done. Things will get done. But one of the things that's coming up this week on Thursday, we want you guys to show up and show out. Thursday the 7th, it looks like there's going to be another council meeting, and one of the presenters is going to be the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Oh yeah, they're going to be talking about Trenton Waterworks. I think a lot of people by now have seen some of the yard signs that says "Stop Regionalization," "Stop Regionalization," "Stop Mayor Gus Yor from regionalizing our water department." Sharing it with the other municipalities, bringing them in as stakeholders with equal decision-making, with equal ownership. No, that's not democratic. So remember, there's no lease, there's no authority, there's no commission, no board. We don't want a lease, we don't want an authority, we don't want a commission, and we don't want a board. We don't want an MUA. All these type of boards that take the power away from our government, share the power with our government. Right now, the Trenton City Council is the board of directors for the Trenton Waterworks. Everything has to go through them. The capital funding, the financing, the bonding, whatever have you, hiring, helping to ensure that the utility is operating and distributing quality water. We have top tier professionals there. We have people like, we have our W4. We want to hear from Edmund Johnson as to what's going on at the waterworks on a daily basis. We want to hear from Ms. Taya Humphrey, who is our T4. We want to hear from these individuals and let us know how our water utility is really being managed. But from what we're hearing, I drink the water. I shower in it. I drink it. It's fine. The quality water, we're just so proud of our water utility. Trenton, we do a lot of great things. We don't get the press for it, but there's always the state of New Jersey that has had its foot on Trenton neck for decades. They have taken everything out of Trenton, right? Taken hospitals, has compromised our police department and public safety, has compromised our healthcare and medical care capabilities, stripped us of all of that, all under, leadership like Mayor Gus Yor, that kind of is complicit and in line with the state. After all, he was on a state legislature for decades, right? So, and he only comes to Trenton to do what he's doing, to undermine us. I would say Mayor Gus Yor is like a Trojan horse, right? He's in here, undermining Trenton and helping special interests in the state of New Jersey continue their gentrification of the city of Trenton. By destroying all of its public service capabilities and putting tremendous fiscal restraints on the city that are deemed at this juncture to be quite undemocratic, unconstitutional. And it's about time that the city and the residents fight back and kind of understand what our recourse is going to be. So I hope folks show up on Thursday, the 7th. I believe the meeting's at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. The New Jersey DEP is going to be there giving a presentation on what? I don't understand why they're coming to a council meeting. This is a political ploy to get control over our Department of Water. Shame on the state of New Jersey. Shame on the other townships. Shame on Mercer County. Stay out of the affairs of the city of Trenton. We are all for good partnership. The city and our employees and our residents, we are proud of Trenton. We're proud of the city workers, and other municipalities need to stay out of Trenton. And we're going to make sure that happens. We will do what we've done in 2010. We'll take it to the ballot. We want to hear from Trentonians if we have to. Hey, they did it in 2010. We'll take it to court if we have to as well. This time we'll take it to perhaps the Supreme Court. We're not going to continue to tolerate this type of nonsense. You don't just come into a municipality and take control of our revenues, of our jobs, of contracts, right? That's all you want. So we got to be prepared. Be prepared, Trentonians. Get ready. Show up and show out. Let your voices be heard. I am out there, as everybody knows. We're out there. The Trentonians for Trenton Waterworks, we're out here working hard every day, trying to hear what you have to say. And we want you guys to show up. I know you're going to be there when we need you. We're going to push back on the state. The state owes Trenton money. You got these townships, leadership, they're not even paying their water bills. Hamilton Township, you need to pay your water bill. Where's our $1 million, right? And you're up here trying to take control. Who else? The state of New Jersey, all those buildings that Trenton Waterworks service. Hey, you can't flush your toilets without Trenton Waterworks down at that state house. Pay your bills. Pay your bills. Pay your pilot. How about that? The state of New Jersey hasn't paid its pilot to the city of Trenton. That's payment in lieu of taxes for all that real estate that they have standing within our borders. They use our fire department, our police department on the daily basis, and they don't think that they have to pay. They want to give us only $5 million, what they call capital city aid, transition aid. We don't want that. Give us our pilot, pay your money, $80 million annually. Those buildings are assessed that in taxes, $80 million. They haven't paid in over 15 years. Multiply that out, 15 years, $80 million. It's a lot of money that they owe Trenton. We want it retroactively. Pay instead of coming here trying to take our water. You took our hospitals out, took our libraries out. We all know what it is. So supermarkets stuck us here with these do-nothing nonprofits that you fund in the millions and millions of dollars and you don't see any outcomes, but you say nothing about that though, right? Provide some oversight over those do-nothing nonprofits. We have these political leadership. I was in a council meeting last Tuesday, and one of the council members said that this had to do with Chris Christie when he was the governor. Chris Christie haven't been the governor since 2010, somewhere around there. I was like, is she kidding? I blame all of this on the Democratic leadership thereafter. Who's running all the towns, here, Trenton and in the surrounding townships? They're all Democrats. So we blame the Democratic leadership for this catastrophic fiscal crisis that they have placed on the city of Trenton. They put city and Trenton, it's intentional to put us in fiscal distress. It's very interesting. Very interesting. So, yes. So again, no lease. Let's see what we got up here. No lease, no authority. We don't want an MUA, a municipal utility authority. You know what a municipal utility authority will do? It will manage, control, and operate Trenton Waterworks independently from the Trenton government. Independently from the Trenton government. Come on now, you're going to take those powers away from our city council and put it into Hamilton Township, to their council or a member? They should no way they should have equal decision making on what we do with our taxpayer dollars. They're not taxpayers. I still want to know, how will Hamilton Township, Ewing Township, Hopewell Township, Lawrence, those are the four municipalities that Trenton Waterworks provides services to. They're our customers. So how are they gonna back Trenton Waterworks? All departments are backed by the full faith and credit of the municipality, their residents, taxpayers. So we fund all our departments of the city. We back them. So how will Hamilton and them do that? They can't. They won't. They just want free money, free revenue, free control. Wow, that's some real colonizer mindset. I mean, are we watching Wakanda up in here? This is like some real colonizing mindsets up in here. Just come and take the assets and give this, and the city of Trenton doesn't benefit from their own resources. This is really has to stop. Crazy. So let's show up, guys, because this is what they're proposing. So they want to, let's read that letter. So what do we got here? Let's back it up a little bit. So in the beginning of the year, there were three. Yeah, here we go. We want to keep this up. We want to go through this. Make it larger again. Please make it larger again. We want to go through, the chronology of what's been happening in 2025 that Mayor Gus Yora is desperately trying to move forward and move our water utility to his friends, these special interests, the Democrats. So joint statement from mayors Gus Yora, Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, and Bert Steinman of Ewing. They're Democrats. I just want folks to be clear on who the culprits are here. Who the culprits? They can't blame Chris Christie. So that happened in top of January. So Mayor Gus Yora, he seems to be flip-flopping. Every other month, he changes his mind. So he was down with the get down in January, colluding with the other mayors, telling the other mayors that he needs help with his water utility because it's in such a crisis. And they wanted to regionalize it, right? Give the other four municipalities equal stake in the game. They bring nothing to the table. The concept of regionalization? The concept of regionalization means that usually it's done. It's a concept that's usually applied to entities that come to the table, and each entity has the same asset. You see regionalization happening with school districts primarily and police departments. They did it down in South Jersey. I think in Camden County, they regionalized their police department. They regionalized school districts, like when you hear like Hunter Regional High Schools, I think Hightstown Regional, where a few towns come together. I have a high school, you have a high school, and et cetera. Then we bring our high schools together to make it one big regional, right, that service that region. But you can't have a high school and the other ones come to the table with no high school, okay? And you understand? So that's what regionalization means. So here, the state of New Jersey, along with these other mayors, are talking about regionalizing. Trenton is the only one that has a water department. None of the other townships have one. So what are they coming to the table with? Absolutely zero. That's not regionalization. I just wanted folks to understand what regionalization means, right? So regionalization means that you have to come to the table with your own asset, with your own water department. Hamilton, do you have a water department? No. Hopewell, you have a water department? No. Lawrence? No. Ewing? No. So what are you coming to the table with? And you want something for nothing? Trenton Waterworks it is 100 million plus revenue producing utility on an annual basis. We generate jobs. We lift up the local economies, the surrounding economies. We build businesses, contracts, small and medium-sized businesses. We give out 6-figure, 7-figure contracts and construction projects all across Mercer County and beyond, across the state of New Jersey. And here, these other municipalities want to get in and control that. They have no claim to anything in Trenton, none. So we want to make sure that we understand these concepts. And we're here to help. So you can call me, you can text me, email me, any proposal that they come up with. Oh, we want to lease it. We want a municipal utility authority. We want a commission. That's another thing that happened. In 2018, they came up with this bill on the state legislature. They're always trying to orchestrate a takeover of all things Trenton. They be changing laws every day to try to take stuff and take funds out of Trenton, right? So they raised a bill on the state legislature, and we came up, the city of Trenton residents, we showed up, we rolled up there, we pulled up 50 deep, we were there. We were in the state house. We testified on the committee that was the utilities committee. At that time, I believe the assemblyman from Hamilton Township, Wayne D'Angelo, he was the chair of the committee, and he was one of the individuals who sponsored that bill to take control and put a board in place. I think it was like a 17-member board across Mercer County, and they were going to rename Trenton Waterworks. The Department of Water proposed to rename Trenton Waterworks to Mercer County Regional Waterworks. That was a bill that was raised on the floor of the state legislature by now County Executive Dan Benson, when he was an assemblyman for Hamilton, Wayne D'Angelo, and Linda Greenstein. These four individuals in Hamilton Township had the audacity to raise an unconstitutional bill to form a Mercer County Regional Waterworks with 17 commissioners, that they were just merely going to control the revenues of our water utility. So they're not worried about the quality of the water. They're not worried about any of that. They're just worrying about getting the revenues, getting control of the utility so they can vote and they can sell it. Speaking of voting, so if they're going to be Trenton, now right now our council controls everything through our residents because they represent us. Trenton is the full owners, residents and taxpayers of the city of Trenton. We're the full owners. We are the utility, like all the other departments, is backed by the taxpayers of the city of Trenton. So they raised this bill. And now if they were to form a 4 or 5 person board, 4 will be from the township and 1 representative from Trenton will be outvoted 4-1. That is some type of diabolical frackle-knackle bull. Like, we can't see that. As they say, Ray Charles could see that. Stevie Wonder could see that. That's some, who do they think we are in the city of Trenton? That they can hoodwink us like that. In the great words of Malcolm X, like they could hoodwink us like that, bamboozle us into joining a board with them, giving our $100 million annual revenue, job creation, regional economy stabilizer to them, total control. They make all the decision, they spend all the money, they can sell it if they wanted to and reap the profits and give Trenton nothing. Get out of here. We will show up and show out to make sure that doesn't happen. So what else we got here? So let's, there is the origin. So Mayor Reed, Gus Yor, back in January, I'm going to bring up those documents. So the 3 documents. So here we go. The joint statement, right? Then immediately following the joint statement, the state of New Jersey had the audacity to usurp the council, and through the Department of Environmental Protection, they issued a RFP, a request for proposal, to do an analysis and assessment of Trenton Waterworks of this regionalization concept. They were going to they're going to contract one of their buddies, of course. That's what they always do. They never contract a proven, a highly recognized and proven company or organization that has a track record and water systems, right? Never. It's always a friend. This cronyism crap. So, and we keep asking them for the official reports, and we can't get anything. Nothing official. So we're looking for those official reports, inspection reports, water quality reports by proven firms under the US EPA or the DEP. So they want to issue the RFP behind our backs. No one knew about it. I went to the council. I asked, did you guys know about this RFP that the state of New Jersey raised to have a consultancy firm come in and do an assessment of the feasibility of regionalization? And they said no. I don't expect the state or any other government to be raising an RFP for anything. That's what our municipal council is supposed to do. They're supposed to take care of the city business in that regard. If they feel like we need a consultant to come in to do an assessment on any of our departments, and that includes the water department, then so be it. But what is the state of New Jersey taking it on themselves to do such a thing and usurp our council? That's concerning, number one. Then you move forward today. Just recently, Mayor Reed Gussiora comes up with a letter to the city because he claimed that the council and him received a letter from the political appointee, Sean LaTourette, that he showed up at Trenton Waterworks and do a surprise inspection. Have you guys heard of such? That some commissioner who has no, I don't think he has any expertise in the space of water, right? And he shows up, or building inspections for that matter. He shows up with his phone and starts taking pictures. And he says that is the basis for him believing that Trenton Waterworks is in crisis. Well, if he thought that, then how come he hasn't issued a letter to the residents and to the whole customer base that the water utility is in crisis? Why hasn't he written a report as to what standard, what regulatory standard that the water it has that did not meet, that did not qualify for distribution? Sean, where are those reports? Okay, so you found a leaky roof, but a leaky roof? What does it have to do with distributing water? So, or not meeting the standards of the DEP or the EPA. So should I be worried? Should I not be drinking my water here? Should I not be drinking my water that I got out of the faucet? Sean? So it's very concerning. So this letter here that you're seeing on the screen, this is what Mayor Reed Gussiora wrote. But you got to pay attention to the language that he's using. He wants to pretend that he's not for the water. He wants to pretend that he's not for it. But, in one sentence, he says, we're not down for this and we're totally against it. Then in the last sentence, it's like, let me see. Let me just get to this thing right now. We're going to get to the nitty gritty of this. It's really funny how you got to be careful, because in one paragraph, he says one thing, and the next paragraph, he says the total opposite. So you always know that Mayor Gussiora has always been for the sale of Trenton Waterworks. When we were testifying at the Utilities Commission, keep that up. When we were testifying at the Utilities Commission in 2018, Wayne D'Angelo, the assemblyman, said that when Mayor Reed Gussiora was on the assembly, he was for the Mercer County Regional Waterworks. He supported it. So he came into Trenton with the intention of doing just this. So let's look at his letter. So this is the letter that he wrote that's dated Office of the Mayor, July 31st, 2025. Mayor Gussiora's preliminary statement on DEP letter regarding the Trenton Waterworks. He says, what we cannot support. This is the third paragraph. I want you to see how he very strategically says that he's for regionalization. He says, what we cannot support, however, is being strong-armed into a predetermined outcome. Yeah, it was predetermined because in January, they said full stop that they were going to regionalize and the 4 municipalities were going to be part of managing and controlling Trenton Waterworks. He said that. That was at the top of the year. But they switched it up when they knew that they kind of, progressed. They got a little ahead of themselves with this. So, and here we go again. They're getting a little ahead of themselves. So in the third paragraph, we do read in Trenton. We do read in Trenton. So why do you think that they think that we don't read? So here we go. What we cannot support, however, is being strong-armed into a predetermined outcome, namely regionalization, without proper due diligence, public engagement, and accountability. Since when have they engaged Trentonians or Trenton residents on anything? Now here it is. A study of regionalization, then he puts a question mark and he says, absolutely. So he wants a study of regionalization. Why do you need a study on a concept that doesn't even apply here? Because the four townships have nothing to offer. They have nothing to bring to the table to regionalize. Okay, they don't have a water utility. So what are we consolidating? What do we regionalize? How does that benefit Trenton? How would, so, you know, it's like if you own real estate, right? It's like we said, okay, we're going to consolidate our real estate portfolio. And Madd Producer. So Madd Producer, and somebody says, you know, I have my properties. I have my 2 properties. You have your, you don't have any properties, but you're going to come to me and say, let's regionalize. Let's consolidate our real estate portfolio. But I'm going to be like, where are your houses? Where's your portfolio? We're not consolidating anything. You don't have any. Right. So you get the, so you get the benefit. You get 100% benefit. I tell you, this sounds like some frackle-knackle, you know, hijack highway robbery here. So he says right there, a study of regionalization. Absolutely. Who's going to pay for this study? I can bet you the DEP is going to come in Thursday and say, we want Trenton to raise a resolution for a study. And they want Trenton Waterworks to pay for it. See, the state, I want us to push back on the state because the state already put up that RFP again. The state already issued an RFP. So they were so brazen back on April the 16th to issue an RFP. Why are they coming into Trenton asking the Trenton City Council to raise an RFP to do a regionalization study when that's what they raised right there? There it is. Request for proposal. Title, Trenton Waterworks Regionalization Support Services. Issue, date, April 16th. Proposal due date, May 30th. I wonder, did they get any proposals? I wonder, did anyone answer or respond to this request? The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, working in partnership with the city of Trenton, they lied. They said they were working in partnership. So you think they were working with Reed? Because he says that he wasn't for this. And the townships, working with 4 of the townships, we didn't even know about this, seeking proposals from qualified consultants or firms to assist the establishment of a regional water utility. Currently, Trenton Waterworks, a municipality-owned department in the city of Trenton, provides water to 200. Now, see, it's already been decided. They said that they were going to do this. Now they're questioning it. We don't need a study. That's a money grab. We don't need a study to tell us that 4 entities that have nothing to offer, we don't need a study at all for 4 entities that do not have a water department or a water utility to join as equal partners, equal stakeholders within our asset. No, we don't need a study. We already know that is asinine. So we want to see, going forward from the DEP, official reports. We want to see official reports going forward. We want to see official inspection reports from building and structure and engineers. We want to hear from water quality professionals with real studies of our water and findings. We want to hear and documented from our own managers, our own licensed professionals, institutional employees at Trenton Waterworks, the W4, the T4s, and the C4. We want to hear from our water collection managers. We want to hear from our treatment manager, and we want to hear from our water distribution manager. Those are the folks that we want to hear from. We don't want to hear from a puppet an appointed commissioner at DEP. You know, when I was on the Trenton City Council, when I served on the Trenton City Council, our council was invited into DEP to speak with the commissioner at the time. Her name was Catherine McCabe. She operated differently. I don't know who this gentleman is, but it seems like to me he doesn't know his job. He doesn't know his place. You know, since when does a commissioner shows up at a municipality and usurp their government? Was he invited to go into Trenton Waterworks? Were the management, was our council and mayor informed that this inspection was going to happen? So we have a lot of questions about Sean LaTourette and his role, and what is it that a commissioner has authority to do and to say. And then he runs to the press with his findings that were not verified. So you would think that if he did an inspection of Trenton Waterworks infrastructure, he would have verifiable reports before he went to the media. He did not go to the media. He went straight to the media with unverified reports, nothing that was submitted to the city of Trenton. So we want to see these verified reports that were signed off by professionals who know, who understand building infrastructure and water quality standards. So we're not going to continue to be manipulated and gaslighted by this particular state agency. And it's time for us to go to the state legislature and/or, you know, our court system to back these people up. It's outrageous. So let's go, City of Trenton. Let's go. So do we have anybody out there? Anybody out there? Yeah, we have a lot going on. Let me check it out. I'm going to log into Facebook. Perhaps the Supreme Court. We're not going to continue to tolerate this type of nonsense. You don't just. Hey, TG Free Grant. Anybody out there? Yeah, we'll have to invite you to the show. 5 people are watching. Let me check it out. I'm going to log into Facebook. Okay. Hey, Kyle, Sean Bryan. It's Saturday night. I know I was. Supreme Court. We're not going to continue to tolerate this type of nonsense. You don't just come into a municipality. Hey, TG Free Grant. Anybody out there? Yeah, we'll have to invite you to the show. And just remember that anytime they propose to lease or form any type of authority, commission, or board, they're just taking the management and control from your elected council, from your elected government. You will have no say in your asset. They will never look back. They will never look back. We just want to thank Trentonians for Trenton Waterworks Committee. We want to thank those people. We want to give a shout out to them. They're doing a lot of work. They're walking the streets. They're knocking on doors. Thank you, Trentonians, for Trenton Waterworks Committee. Thank you for all your hard work and all the things that you'll continue to do to support and ensure that we prevail on this important issue. We will protect our assets. Trenton is a struggling city. There's no way that the state not paying their pilot, they're not going to keep strangling Trenton. It has to stop. So come on out Thursday night, the 7th, and let's hear your voices. Let's hear your voices against the regionalization of Trenton Waterworks. So let's put that visual up again. No lease, no authority, no commission, no board. We're not leasing our water utility. We have a competent council, an elected council. They are the board of directors of Trenton Water Works. We don't need Hamilton Township's council, Ewing Township Council, Lawrence Council, or Hopewell Council to help us manage our department or our revenues. If we're not meeting regulatory requirements, then DEP need to tell us what we need to meet, and we'll meet that standard. And we've been meeting that standard. And one thing I will say before we close off tonight, no lease, no authority, no commission, no board. One thing I will say, I want Trentonians to know that that water utility guarantees your family jobs in the city. You are prioritized at that water utility. If things go awry, they will take your jobs. Right now, many people who work at the water utility aren't Trentonians. How unfair is that? Those things have to change. So no lease, no authority, no commission, no board. Our water department, like all our other departments, will stay under the control of the municipal council as our Constitution allows, the New Jersey State Constitution 1947. No interference by the state. And this is what they've been doing in Trenton government for decades. And this is one of the reasons why the city looks the way it does. So let's go. Let's go. So I'll be back online. Peace. Bigg Madd Podcast. B-I-W-G, was it B-I-double-G-M-A-D-D Madd. Thanks for listening, guys.